Oh yay, oh yay. When am I going live? Now I'm live, yay. Okay, hi everyone. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Welcome to today's live stream. Singers, beginners, advanced, hobby singers, professionals, choir singers, solo singers, everyone alike. Everyone's welcome here. It's just about becoming the best singer you can possibly be, and who knows? There's no limits, right? Sky's the limit. It's never too late to learn, and it's never too late to learn how to be more awesome. So, I'm going to just wait till a few people jump on live, and while I do that, just want to remind you, don't show up to the sessions, or you can show up to those sessions, but don't show up to your own personal practice session without being warmed up, depending on what you want to do. If you want to do easy stuff that's kind of low to mid intensity in your voice, you could use that as a warm-up. But if you want to do high belting and expanding your range on the top where you need high intensity, tight vocal cord closure, lots and lots of pressure, that's when you really need to make sure you have had a good warm-up before you do that. Otherwise, you may get hoarse and the next day you won't be able to sing. And also, just get into the habit of warming up properly, and also of just getting a feeling for how long do you have to warm up, and how much, and what is it that you need to warm up with. It's different for everyone. It's like eating. I can't prescribe, even any dietitian or something, you couldn't prescribe the same kind of diet for every single person because everyone's different. You have a different body, you have different caloric needs. So it's the same with your voice. Everyone is different and everyone's body responds differently. My voice happens to warm up fairly quickly, actually, and some voices just don't. So know yourself, know your voice. If you want to download some free warm-ups, you can go to my website, masteryourvoice.tv. There's a free 5-minute warm-up that you can get. Just go to the page free stuff and you find lots of really good stuff there. There's also a 30-minute warm-up that also goes with a checklist as a PDF, so you can kind of, once you know which exercises, you can just kind of check it off every day and make sure you're covering all your bases. Yay! Okay, and also, if you have not picked it up yet, yay! I finally got a copy here. I don't know if you're seeing it the right way or if you're seeing it backwards. No, I think you should see it right. My book. If you have not picked up a copy, you can either get it as hard copy or as Kindle, ebook, and also it's available as an audiobook on my website, masteryourvoice.tv. Other than that, just Amazon. Master Your Voice, my personal approach to more skill and depth in singing, beyond perfect technique. But of course, today we're going to talk about technique because, without technique, you're not really getting better as a performer. That is definitely a very important part of it all. So let's get started. Hi, everyone. I'm going to answer all of your questions, everyone who's here live, after the lesson, and then we can dive deep in. And please only ask questions that have to do with the topic we're talking about today. Legato phrasing. This is a topic that comes up a lot, and I think it's difficult for most singers. Phrasing is something that helps you, first of all, to connect one pitch to the next, to where it makes more sense musically, and also in the sense of what the words say. And also it helps your voice by not always chopping up and separating one pitch from the next and then that one from the next, but to connect everything a little bit more. It is less work for your vocal cords, and it also teaches you proper, continuous support and just connecting through a musical phrase. Really important. And I know that in my recent video that I uploaded on YouTube, what most vocal coaches won't tell you is that for some reason, singing vocal coaches don't teach you about musical phrasing, but I think it's really important, not just for technique, but just for your musicianship. So important, and I want you to learn it. And that is something that we talk about in my masterclass so much. And by the way, next month, my masterclass is going to open up. It's been closed for 4 months, but it's going to open up in May, so stay tuned if you're interested. If you've been waiting for it to open up, May is going to be open up. Okay, so the title says, why me? So that is the name of the exercise, because the words we're going to use is why me. And I'm going to also explain to you why I chose those particular words. Or actually, I didn't choose them. This is one of the exercises that comes way back from my teacher when I took lessons in university. She loved that exercise, and I see a lot of value in that exercise. So we're going to use chest voice, mid to low. So in my voice, probably around A4, and it's going to be always a fifth downwards. That's the interval. So let me demonstrate it once, and then I'll tell you all the nitty-gritty about it. So it's like this. Why me? Why me? Why me? Why me? Why me? Why me? And so on. Go as low as you can. Why me? Why me? Why me? Why me? And so on. So I'm a little bit hoarse today for some reason. My daughter has had a cold for several days, and I feel kind of scratchy too. Objective number 1. Make a connection. Don't just go from one to the next pitch, which is now a fifth. Don't do the interval without connecting. So let me demonstrate it without connecting. Why me? Why me? I still did a crescendo and decrescendo, but I didn't connect. There's more elements than just crescendo and decrescendo, getting louder and softer, to connect. Okay? So instead of just thinking crescendo and decrescendo, think of, I don't want to say slide and slur, but it's almost like you're slide and slur very quickly. So instead of why me, way too slow, now it's perceived as sliding. What you want to do is why me? See, it's just a little bit of sliding, but it's not really considered sliding here. It's more legato. Legato means to connect, to have soft transitions from one pitch to the next. And again, when I'm going downward, I'm doing a slight decrescendo on the top pitch. I'm not leaving that top pitch in a very static way. I'm not just sitting there like, why me? But it's, why me? See, I'm already thinking ahead. And as I'm singing that top pitch, I'm already adjusting because I already prepare where I want to go and I already know. It's almost like when you're about to say something, or when you're about to say something very exciting, your preparation for that phrase is different than when you're saying something really relaxing. So if I say something exciting, it's more like, oh look, oh look, oh look. My breath is different and I'm connecting differently than when I'm relaxed. It's like, oh, look at that. Different breath, different intensity, different energy level, right? So you want to think as you are on that first top pitch. And please don't think that you have to sing the same pitches as I do. I can only demonstrate in my own voice. Use your mid to low chest voice area, okay? So wherever that may be. But I happen to only have my own voice to demonstrate with, so that's what I'm doing here. Now, as you're decrescendoing from the top to the bottom, that's when you also think a little bit about vibrato. Vibrato is not only something that helps you relax your vocal cords just a little bit because it's not static, there is a slight movement then, but it also helps to give the signal of tension and release. So whenever there is a straight tone, there's more tension than when the vibrato starts coming in, which then gives a signal for more forward movement. So demonstrating, why me? See how I'm using the vibrato at the points of release a little bit more, and the tension moments are more straight. If I went, why me? It sounds really different than why me? See, I'm almost decrescendoing at the same time as I'm bringing the vibrato in, which both signals a decrease in energy and a release point to where I then can go down with my pitch. See, pitching, going from top to lower pitch usually means just decreasing energy or volume, usually in popular music. But that's the objective of this particular exercise. That's what we want here. We want a decrescendo. We want a decrease in energy as far as volume goes, okay? And then as I'm on the bottom pitch, preparing to go back up, I want to give the signal of now I'm increasing intensity again. So, why me? Why me? So, see how the vibrato, if you really listen carefully, the vibrato does something. If I did absolutely no vibrato, this is what it would sound. Why me? Why me? Sounds really different. If I did vibrato the entire time throughout the phrase, it would sound like this. Why me? Why me? Different, right? It's just different. I'm not saying anything is right or wrong. It's just different. And I want you to start picking up on how that is different, how that feels different, and how that sounds different, and how it just really gives a whole different feeling of where the phrase is flowing. So, and I like to use all those elements consciously. So the next hurdle, the next mistake, or well, not mistake, but the thing that is hard for a lot of my students, and this is an exercise I've used for a really long time with many of my students. It's really hard for them to connect to then on the lower pitch actually not leave it static, but why me? Why me? Why me? Why? See, there's something happening to that lower pitch. I'm doing a slight crescendo and I'm using my vibrato, and I'm also sliding up just a little bit, but I don't want to call it sliding. It's too fast to really be called sliding. It's more a legato connection. There is a difference. So my voice are well in midnight unexpectedly. Is it midnight for you? Wow. Okay, then maybe if you live in an apartment, it's not a good idea to sing in the middle of the night. But the challenge is really to connect and to be legato without really being perceivably sliding and slurring too much. Okay, here's the difference. Now I'm going to slide and slur, and then I'm going to do just legato. So now let me do sliding and slurring. Why me? Why me? Or why me? Why me? It's really hard to not do it right. Too slow. So what you want to do is you want to stay on that top pitch as long as you can and prepare your descent to that lower pitch, which is a fifth lower, which is quite a large interval in the human voice. It's like half an octave, or actually a little bit more than half an octave. Tritone or an augmented fourth is actually a half octave, but this is a little bit more, a half tone more than that. But really still, don't really do the bit of sliding until you are at the very end of it. So if you do it too soon, if you go, why, too soon, it's like, why me? It's just slightly. It's just at the very, very end. And this is what happens too often to a lot of my students, is that they're moving away from that pitch too soon. And I always like, actually, if you have a metronome, you would do it like this. Hold on, let me open up my metronome app. And by the way, I will mention it again. If you can get a piano app, That is, if you don't have a piano at home, a piano app is really useful, like this one. I have the Virtuoso app. That's on iOS, and I don't know. I'm not affiliated with them. Just this is the one I happen to use. It shows you a piano keyboard, so you know where you're at in your voice, okay? So it's very useful. And a metronome app. I just have Pro Metronome. I don't know. It's just I think I paid for it, but so let's just pretend. I always like to do my exercises as if they were part of an actual musical phrase and a measure. So let's just pretend that is my 4/4 measure. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So then it would be like this. Why me? Why me? Why me? Why me? See how that works? And you want to try to make it part of a musical phrase that has a measure, because that's how all the music will work that you're singing. And so it's really good to teach yourself musical phrasing. It's really important. So why are we using the words why me? So why is really good to practice a nice opening up and then feeling resonance. So what we're trying to put the sound forward and then opening it up to the ah for brightness, trying to really sing into not just the mask, but really into the upper part of your head. Although we're, of course, still in chest voice, but trying to get brighter resonance. Not why me, but why, wah, wah. See how when you do wah, wah, you like really get that ping. There's this sweet spot in which you're getting the most ping. And that's what we're aiming for, that feeling of wah, opening up and finding that point of the ping there. And then me is nice because it is more closed, and as we're moving down, it's like, why me? Why me? As you're relaxing downward into that lower pitch, decrescendoing and really lowering intensity as far as volume is concerned, to get to a more closed sound, but still keeping the brightness and lightness. You don't want to sound heavy on the bottom. You do want to incorporate that decrescendo. So it's not why me. Make sure that on the lower pitch, you have a warm voice color. You don't want to sound brassy on the low end. Doesn't sound pretty. So yeah, this is pretty much the lesson. So try it. You can take it up. Why me? Why me? Why me? Why me? You can really practice even belting on the top and how to move to and from that higher pitch. And you can just vary it. But I would leave it with those vowels. I would leave why me. It is like it's not completely a nasal sound, but why, it's almost nasal. It's very close to nasal, so it's very close, wah, and then opening up. I just love that motion, that wah, wah. It's really nice. Okay, now you may bombard me with your questions. So let me read some of your comments here. It's noon here. Okay. Wow, everyone's totally at different ends of the world here. Thank you so much for your lessons. You're very welcome. It's fun. You're doing a great job. God bless you. Loads of love from India. Well, loads of love back to you, to India. Are you not in mix when you go higher? You sound you're in mix. No. Why? This is my full chest voice. Ma. No, that is my full chest voice. I was definitely not in a mix here. This exercise should be tried in chest voice. You can, of course, here's the discussion. We're going to talk about it very soon, the mix. As you go higher and higher in chest voice, there's a point that you will reach to where you should not get heavier. Not heavier and louder. That's when you need to start lightening up and begin mixing. Okay, when it gets really high. So instead of why me, which is really bad for your vocal cords, then I start mixing instead of getting heavier. me? Why me? Why me? Why me? Why me? So, but that doesn't happen until I get a little higher. Really depends in your own voice. You will have a different area of the passaggio. And when you go to the upper area of the passaggio, that is the area in which you can transition, which you can sing both chest and head register in, and you get to that higher end of how much heavy chest voice you can do. It's when you're going to have to start mixing a little bit in order to not push against your vocal cords too much and in order to sound better. Otherwise, it sounds very strained and pressed. How to sing like Presley in a few days practice. Male and female chords are different. Is that 2 questions? I don't understand. I don't think you can. You mean like Elvis Presley? Male and female chords are different. No, they're not. Just anatomically different shape, different sized, of course. It's like, generally most men have bigger feet than women, but not all of them do. And men's feet look generally a little different than women's feet, but basically they also have 5 toes. They have the same bones and the same ligaments, and it's the same with vocal cords. Basically, it's the same parts, but of course, they might be shaped slightly different. I mean, it's like saying women have red lips. I don't know. Or women have longer eyelashes, which they may, but of course, makeup, of course, can do a lot. But the vocal cords are basically the same. As far as like which parts, the vocal apparatus has the same parts built in, whether you're male or female. So males and females can sing the same mechanisms. Of course, everyone has a different range. Even just if you compare one woman to another woman, they may have completely different ranges. Some women can sing crazy low, and some women can sing crazy high. And so do some guys. Some guys sing crazy low, and some guys sing crazy high. Really, all it depends on your individual, just how it's all shaped, right? How can I warm up for the Phantom of the Opera? Oh, you just warm up with, those would be my exercises that you can download on my website, masteryourvoice.tv. That would be great. And also, if you go to my exercises here on YouTube, I have one for beginner warm-up and one for advanced warm-up routine. And those would be really great. And don't forget, so let me see. So Phantom of the Opera, make sure you really always warm up through your whole range. And that is the whole point. It's really important whenever you do warm up, go through your whole vocal range and all registers. Don't leave out a part of your voice. It's really important. Can you do a boot camp with an exercise for the passaggio? I will get there. Lots and lots of, and I'm going to address the mix very soon here. Okay, easy va. When I do this exercise, I feel jaw tension when I do the mi. Should I change to a long me instead? Not really. So why me? Me. See? E. It's very relaxed. So practice that even just in front of a mirror. Ai. Go back a few weeks in my boot camp. There was something about it's easy. That video, that would help you a lot. If you have not watched it yet, it addresses the closed E sound and how you need to place it correctly. There shouldn't be much jaw tension here. Hi, Odi. Your expand your vocal range videos are really good. Well, thank you. I have reached day 12. So far, it's very good. Awesome. The funny thing is, I have that 28-day challenge on YouTube here. It's actually 28 videos. I did that last year in February. 28 days, and each and every day you can watch a video. It's going to help you expand your range. And what's really funny is the first few videos have a lot of clicks, and there's some videos that have a lot of clicks, but some don't. But I think even those that don't have a lot of clicks, those are really important issues. And it kind of shows me the psychology of a lot of singers who want to expand their range, but they're not really willing to do some of the basic work, because a lot of people think, well, if I want to expand my range, all I have to do is like practice singing higher, right? That's not entirely true. And that's why that 28-day challenge is really important. The first 14 days consist more of understanding and just trying out and understanding what your voice is doing and why things happen. And the second half, day 15 to 28, really addresses specific exercises. I just really basically do exercises. Just like I do here. I don't quite go as in depth, but I just kind of walk you through the exercises. So awesome that you're doing that challenge. I think it's really awesome if you do the whole thing and just don't skip and leave out stuff. Greetings from Bulgaria. Hi, Evelina. My question is, I love pop music, but now I study opera. Do you think that a person can learn to sing both pop and opera because the technique is different? Yes. See, me? I'm a trained opera singer, but I've been singing pop and rock and jazz and soul and everything in between in musical theater for a long time now, for the past 12 years or so professionally. So yes, you can definitely do it. Check out my opera videos, and most of my other videos are more pertaining to pop music, but I have a bunch of videos how to sing opera. And I think you can do both, definitely. What are the best vocal exercise to hit lower notes for men? Thank you. I think what you need to do is just to, first of all, to practice consistent, even air flow. It's really important. That is often a hindrance of why you can't sing lower, because you're pushing too much. And being more aware of the larynx position to where you don't want to lower it too much, because it's really going to hinder you from singing lower. And also you want to be aware of the different degrees of vocal cord closure. Although when you're going down low, that's the point when you're relaxing your vocal cords the most. They're shortening, they're thickening, and the gap between them does get wider naturally, of course, so more air flows through. But being more aware of, you can still sing low and have various degrees of how tight your vocal cords are closed and how focused the sound is. So having more breathy sound, having a more focused sound, you can play with that, and it really feels so different having a focused sound. I think it's harder to have a focused sound when you go down low. And I don't know how low you sing, but if you go down to where you go to Schnarrbass, that's a German term, but it's an international term actually used in classical music. It's when basses go low. It sounds like this, almost like a purring cat. That's how low the frequencies are, to where you can actually perceive the vibration, the actual frequency, the amplitude. Lots of exercise, just practicing holding maybe a long pitch down there. That's what I would start with, holding a long pitch and just being aware of the different placements and how the colors can be different. And just, if you lighten it up, it's usually a little bit easier in the beginning. Have I got Messenger? No. I got Facebook Messenger, yes, but if you want to message me on Facebook, please do, but please do it on my page and not my personal profile. As I grew up singing from my throat and usually find myself straining. That's not a good thing. Just singing throaty. You want to really work with your support a lot and take the strain off your vocal cords. What are your tips to help me transition from singing from my throat? I want this to really be more pertained to the exercise today, because everyone else is going to come in and watch it later. I want everyone to really get this lesson here. Of course, the most important thing to avoid pushing against your vocal cords, which then means a very throaty sound, is to be aware of compression, meaning you have to first master your support. And by the way, if you have not gotten my course, which I know a lot of you haven't, it's a free 7-day course. You just go to my website, masteryourvoice.tv, and you get the 7 days to perfect support course. It is so valuable. It's going to make you aware of your support muscles. That is the basis. To take off the strain here, you must work harder down here in your core, and then compress. support paired with efficient vocal cord closure, which I of course also have some videos on, just search it on YouTube here. That allows you to take the strain off of your vocal folds and it sounds better. It's going to open up your sound also. Okay, vibrato. We're going to do some exercises about vibrato too. So, vibrato is also a difficult thing to use vibrato intentionally to where it doesn't, I know some of you probably, you can't turn it off. It's just always there. And some of you can't turn it on. You haven't quite found where it is and what it feels like. Maybe it sounds uneven or it's too fast or it's too shaky. I have some videos about vibrato on YouTube also if you want to look at it. But I'm probably going to do some exercises specifically for that also. So much I could be doing. So in the next 2 weeks, I'm going to try to go through some of those suggestions that you're making, which, it's really great ideas here. Speaking of support, when we ascend with why, should we gradually tighten our abs? Well, yes, of course. As you're singing higher, your support's like, you do tighten. It's like, why me, why me? Definitely there's a slight tightening, which does not mean it ever gets loose. Never gets loose. But there's always this basic continuous support. But the rule really is the more high and the more focused and condensed the sound is, the tighter your support muscles become. Definitely. And believe me, I'm speaking from experience. If anybody is trying to tell you that your support is kind of flowy and soft and you shouldn't work hard, they have not sung professional opera. I've sung professionally in opera and musical theater in all kinds of genres. And I can tell you that, not for every song that's true, but there are pieces where I literally feel my abs burn. And I have well-trained abs, really. I work out and I've been singing for many years professionally on stage. So, no, you definitely need your abs a lot for some parts of what you're singing. Especially high and fast stuff. I mean, my abs burn sometimes. Literally burn. But my abs can burn. It's okay. Those muscles are big and they can take anything, right? I mean, they don't get sore that easily. But my vocal cords, they're so delicate. I'd rather take pressure off my vocal cords and work harder on my support. And if you do that, if you know how to do that, you're going to save your voice, really. You're totally going to save your voice. I can tell you that. And by the way, this week, on Friday, there's a really cool video coming up. What is it again? I got them. 10 ways to save your voice. How about that? So you should definitely check out, tomorrow's Friday, tomorrow's video that I'm publishing. What exercise would you suggest to get less tired when singing? I think it's not an exercise. I think it's just a lot of different elements, and that is dynamics. As you are singing a song or several songs, when you have gigs that are several hours long, where you have to sing lots and lots of songs, my secret is really to have nice neutral placement, meaning I'm not darkening, I'm not brightening my voice overly too much to where, don't push the larynx in either direction, pull it up or push it down continuously. That really helps a lot. But also changing my voice color a lot and dynamics, using dynamics. It's almost like when you always have the same voice color and same loudness and same color, same intensity, same dynamics. I think I just repeated a bunch of stuff, but it's almost like you're always rubbing the same spot. It's like you're always rubbing the same because you're always in the same position. But when you vary voice color, intensity, vocal cord closure, vary, that's really going to save your voice. But you must watch tomorrow's video that I'm going to publish. It's going to have a lot of good advice of how to save your voice to not get too tired too fast. Odie, I practice 30 minutes per day, whereas one of my friends never does, but he sounds much better. Do you think it will help me out after 10 years? Definitely. Definitely. I have to tell you that I'm lazy by nature, but when I practice very focused. I don't just practicing for 30 minutes isn't going to help you. What is going to help you is practicing 30 minutes in a very focused way to really identify what it is that you need to do right now that is going to get you to the next big milestone. So being intentional is the key thing here, because just singing for 30 minutes really doesn't help you. But singing for 30 minutes and having an objective of, this is what I want to master, this is the problem, and these are the ways I can fix this problem. And then always checking up on yourself, recording yourself, and actually, evaluating your progress. That is totally going to give you an advantage, even over that person who sounds a lot better. Of course, everyone's starting at a different level, so you can't really compare one singer to the next. You can't. You just can't. Everyone's different. Okay. I haven't got $100. What do you need $100 for? I have so many free resources. You can download all those. I mean, even that 7 Days to Perfect Support course, that is free. I have a 5-day belting challenge. That's for free. It's all on my website, masteryourvoice.tv. And I think I have almost 700 videos on YouTube now. And there's, of course, tons of other vocal coaches. So you can do a lot on your own. But yes, I have to agree that it is good, even every once in a while, to have someone check up on you, someone who's an expert, who really knows, who can listen and identify the problems. That could be really useful. Sorry for all the questions, but I missed the opening. What volume do you recommend we do this exercise in? Around the passaggio, it gets quite difficult staying light. Well, I wouldn't even say forte. I would see maybe mezzo forte and then decrescendoing. I think what is most important is not the dynamics, but the color and the ping in the voice. See, when I have ping in the voice, it always sounds louder than when I don't. Although I'm working less hard, like when I go, why? I'm not really working hard, but I'm using the ping, the twang, the whatever other words, the squillo, the harmonics, the overtones, the brightness. I'm using that to have a rich, full sound, and then I don't have to push. But yes, probably mezzo forte de forte on the top, and then decrescendoing. And on the bottom, of course, you don't do as loud on the bottom. Always kind of lightening up toward the bottom part there. Okay, so I'm going to wrap this up for today. Thank you so much, everyone, for hanging out. It's really fun. I'm starting to get to know some of you a lot, so it's cool. I don't know if all of you are in my Facebook group, but if you're not, it would be really cool to see you there, because then on Thursdays you can post your songs. And although I don't always get to check all of those, it would be fun to see you there. It's called Master Your Voice with Freya, and it would be cool to see you in the group. I think there's about 2,300 people in the group right now, which also means that there's no way I can see all of the posts and comments anymore. It's just, I have someone helping me with the group nowadays, but if you actually tag me, then I will probably look at your post, which doesn't mean that everybody needs to tag me all the time, because I already spend a lot of time in Facebook, because my masterclass is in a secret group, and so that's where I spend most of my time in Facebook, just being in that secret group. And every day I spend tons of time in there giving feedback, personalized. But stay tuned if you've been waiting for my masterclass to open back up. Like I said, May, it's going to open back up. It's going to be so much fun. I'm looking forward to this. This has been the most awesome group ever. I got 15 people in there right now, and chances are some of them are going to stay on, which has happened in the past. Some of them have been there for a long time. So, you're there? Would really love your comment on how to deal with hay fever. Oh, I don't know, because I'm not a doctor. I'm so blessed that I've never been dealing with allergies, but I think, the only thing you really can do is wait it out. I know it affects everyone's voice in a different way, but then knowing good technique really helps, even when you are sick. And, I've sung many times when I'm sick. Of course, I have gigs and I make money with it, and I can't just cancel gigs when I get sick, unless I'm really, really, really sick and just totally cannot do anything. But knowing good technique can help you even mask a lot of those things that happen to your voice when you're not quite well, like hay fever or so. No, you're not actually sick. It's just your body reacting with a bunch of phlegm and mucus and stuff. So, but yeah, technique definitely does help. How to deal with vocal bad days. I have videos about that. If you go back to my uploads, I just don't even remember what the exact name of the video is. And I also don't know exactly when, but it was just recently in the past few months, I uploaded a video that was about, so, what when you're having a bad voice day or when your voice is bad. And you can look for that. Okay, wrapping up now. Have a wonderful day. By the way, I still have a few spaces available. If you are in Germany or you want to come to Germany and you want to have a 2-day workshop with me on June 9th and 10th, I still have some spaces available. It'd be kind of cool. Go to masteryourvoice.tv/MYV live, Master Your Voice Live. You can find all the info there. And again, don't forget to get my book if you have not yet. It's going to motivate you. It's really going to motivate you. It's going to make you want to sing and work harder. Have a great day. And I will hopefully see you next week for next week's live. I'm going to pre-schedule it so you can get notification. And then we're going to chat again about the next cool exercise. Don't know yet what I'm going to do, but one of your ideas, either mix, passaggio, something like that probably. Have a great day. Bye-bye.